Hey guys, welcome back. It is February and I thought that I would do a wrap up of what I did in January. I was out last night catching up with some old friends and celebrating the end of the month. Here's a clip of that now. Yep, as you can see, I spelt Ben wrong. That is what happens when you mix blind and alcohol together. It's not good. It's not good at all. Hey look, there's me. Looking super fly in my new shoes. And also super blind. I mean look, it looks like I'm trying to sniff the phone. I'm telling you guys, blinds, I'm going to be looking like over there on the camera, I've just realised this. Towards the camera, but my eyes are going to be like, not looking at the camera at all. Fuck me. I'm telling you guys, blinds are the new fashion trend. You can wear whatever the fuck you want, and it doesn't matter because you can't see it. Anyway, moving on to the actual video now. So January wrap up. This is what this video is. I'm going to do one of these every month, hopefully. If I don't, it's going to be really annoying. That's my goal. Just do it every month. But it's basically to wrap up what I have watched, film-wise, TV show-wise, read, done. I don't know, just to talk about the month in general. There isn't much to talk about other than the film stuff and whatever else the stuff. So let's just jump straight into movies. So I saw 5 new movies this month in the cinema, kicking off the year with Bumblebee. I enjoyed Bumblebee. It was fun. It was different. Out of all the Transformer films, the recent ones, when Shia LaBeouf left, I just lost interest. I saw the King Arthur one, and I'm gonna be honest, I just hated it. It was boring. I just didn't have fun. I was waiting for the film to end. But Bumblebee felt fresh. I like the 80s thing. I think that's what I really digged, is the 80s stuff. I really like the actress Hailee Steinfeld as well. I think she did a fantastic job what she was given. I really like her in Edge of 17, underrated movie. Definitely see it if you haven't seen it. But overall, I enjoyed Bumblebee. It was a good laugh. It was fun. I thought it was a lot more simple than all the other films. It wasn't overly stupid. It wasn't saving the world as such. And it was fun. It reminded me a lot of the first Transformers film, which is my favourite one. So, you know, it's not going to be some Oscar amazing, phenomenal film. It's just fun. It went kind of back to the roots of the original Transformers stuff. If you ever watched it as a cartoon or whatever as a kid, if you enjoy that stuff, and I like the 80s vibe. So it was good movie. Next, I saw Holmes and Watson. This film is so shit, it's brilliant. It's not a good film, sure, and loads of people might disagree with me, but I enjoyed it. It was ridiculous. It was stupid. Some of the comedy landed, some of it didn't. But I've got a lot of serious stuff in my life going on right now, and to have something stupid and just whatever to watch, it was good. It made me giggle. It made me laugh. Sure, maybe the two guys in it, they could have done a better job, and you know they're from Step Brothers and they usually do better, but it was fine for me. It was what I expected. Something stupid, something easy to eat some popcorn to and just forget about my life for about an hour and a half or how long the movie was, and just take the piss out of Sherlock Holmes. I don't know, why not? Sure, it's not a fantastic movie and it won't make it to my top 10 or anything like that, but it was fun. It was fine. Probably forgettable. I might not watch it again, but it entertained me for the evening, and yeah, it was alright. Next up, I saw Colette. This was on my most anticipated movies list, and it didn't disappoint. It was great. I enjoyed every second of it, and it was really interesting. Keira Knightley did a fantastic job. I think this is the best film, best performance I've ever seen of her. It was a really interesting story. I'm a big fan of literature. I'm a big fan of books, and it was really cool and just different. Seeing the struggles women in general have to go through, and especially back then, a woman writing all these books, it was unheard of. And she wanted her name on the cover and he refused, and it is a really good drama and a sad kind of romance as well, because you can tell these two people loved each other at some point and they still kind of have feelings for each other, but he's also really abusive, and they hate each other and having affairs all the time, but they're staying together, and eventually obviously stuff happens, but it's a fantastic story and definitely a film worth watching, and one of the best, probably the best I've seen so far this year. Next up, sadly, this is a film a lot of people might disagree with me on, but Stan and Ollie, I didn't enjoy it a bit. I personally think it's a shit film, but the acting is great. I can't knock the acting, and the story itself, it's fine. It's not for me though, and I'm going to rate it as a comedy. I'm going to judge it as a comedy movie because in the genre, it says drama comedy. Sure, there is drama in there, and that's I think the main focus of the movie. But if you're going to put comedy on there, I'm gonna compare you to other comedy movies, and it didn't live up. I didn't laugh once. There wasn't a chuckle. There wasn't a smile. I didn't get most of the things that they were doing on stage because Stan and Ollie themselves, I don't find very funny. I personally think the content of Stan and Ollie, the stuff they used to do, it's for a very reserved civilization, a very reserved people, and we've come a long way since then. I'm not knocking Sunny. I'm sure back in the day, they were very, they were very polarizing, very big. I don't know, it was very unseen, some of the stuff they would do, but it didn't make me laugh. It was a sad story. I wasn't in the mood for a sad story, really, and I personally didn't enjoy it. I won't be watching it again, but it wasn't for me. Some people might find the story of Sunny really interesting. It's not to say it's a bad film, it just wasn't a film for me. It's not a film I enjoy, so personally I didn't think it was very good, and I come out of the movie just bored. Next, we have a film which I think was fantastic. It's up there with Collect for me, and that is The Upside. This movie just gave me so many feelings, so many different emotions: happy, sad, funny, and relatable in some ways as well. And it gave me a lot of the same vibes that Me Before You did. Different, similar story. However, this is a true story, but also very different. So this one's about Upside's about two best friends. Me Before You is about a couple in a relationship. But it's crazy, some of the things people go through every day, and I think both actors did a phenomenal job. I personally like Kevin Hart. I think he's really funny, and in this role he takes a serious role. He does a really good role, especially after all this controversy with him, which I think some of it's just uncalled for and just silly, but it's fantastic. It's a really good film. As an actor, they did a really good job. It's amazing that it's a true story, and it's just a really nice film to see these two people, very unlikely people, become best friends, and shows you the struggles of a disabled person in a wheelchair, and like with dating, all these different things. And I think just in general, dating for a disabled person it's quite an off-putting environment, because when you think of someone, your ideal person, it isn't someone in a wheelchair, or with whatever disability. That's not what you imagine when you think of Mr. Perfect or Mrs. Perfect, and it's sad. It's really sad, and I vibed with the film a lot, and I come out of the film just smiling, and one of those films where you could almost cry of happiness, sort of thing. It's nice. I needed it in my life, and I'm very glad I saw The Upside. The last film I saw in January was Mary, Queen of the Scots. This is a movie I was quite excited for. I didn't put it on my top anticipated list because I was just like, I think it'd be good. I'm not really sure. David Tennant was in it, and he's my favourite part. Really, he's not in much of it, but I just every time he's on, I was like, it's Doctor Who, and I just fucking love him. Or Kilgrave. But I really enjoyed Mary, Queen of the Scots. I think I would have enjoyed it more if I saw it earlier in the day. I was really tired. It was very late. It was a very late showing. I think it didn't finish until gone 12. But as a film itself, amazing. The cinematography, amazing. And the confrontation between Mary and Elizabeth, that scene, what I've been waiting for, you see it in the trailers. It's not until the very end of the film. It kind of bugged me a bit. But when it happens, it's great. And there's some gory stuff in there as well. So if you don't like a bit of gore, don't go see the movie. But personally, enjoyed it. I don't know much about that time period, and I was quite interested to go and learn more. So I enjoyed Mary, Queen of the Scots. Cinema films and new films I saw for January. I also watched one other film, and that is part of it's not a challenge, but for Christmas, one of my brothers gave me a poster which has 101 movies on. I'll show you a clip or a picture of that now while I'm talking. I don't know. And there's 101 films on there for me to watch this year. Some of the films on there I've seen, some of them I haven't. Some of them are classics, and there's modern classics. There are some films on there that I do not agree with. Avatar is one. I don't like Avatar. Overrated. I could make a whole video on why I don't like Avatar. But I've got to rewatch it. It's part of the challenge. I've got to rewatch it. Maybe it's better. I doubt it. But maybe. But no. I don't think that should be on there. But hey, it's on there. A lot of people did like it. So, but my goal is to watch 8 movies every month. If I want to watch all 101, I need to watch about 8. I watched one in January. I didn't have as much time as I thought. But the one I watched was Goodfellas. This film was fucking brilliant. I really vibed with it. I really loved it. I really got into it. And I've been told to watch this film for ages. And I've been meaning to watch this film for absolutely ever. And I've had so many friends telling me that I need to watch Goodfellas, and I'm so glad I finally watched Goodfellas, because it's fantastic. It's gory. It's a really interesting story, and it's a true story as well, which I had no idea. Until I sat down and watched the film, I didn't realise it was a true story, and it was fantastic. The way it was done, the cinematography, the way the story was told. I enjoyed every single part of the film. Plus, it's gangsters, and I love that environment. I love that whole thing. So it does mean I'm very behind on the movies. I need to watch a lot in February. So I need to watch about 15 films in February to try and catch up, or watch more in February and March. But I'm going to try and do it. It's my goal. I'm going to try and watch 101 of these movies, and then plus all the films I want to see that are coming out this year, just in general in the cinema. And I'll be talking about them on this channel in wrap-ups, or maybe if a film I really like, I can do a separate video on them. But I feel like wrap-ups is the quickest way and the most best way to do this. I've been rambling way too long. There usually would be a book segment. I haven't finished All the Bright Places. I haven't been reading very much. I need to get into it because I'm very behind on that as well. I'm so behind on reading. There'll also be a video games part, but you know, besides Forza Horizon 4 that was on Game Pass, there's a couple of games I want to play, and I'm going to talk about that more in another video. But I don't really have, you know, much to talk about there at the moment. Look out for a new video where I'm going to be explaining the whole future of my channel and what I want to do. And until then, I'll see you guys later. And peace.